everyone, and welcome back to your girl's channel. Today I wanted to sit down and do this tag called the Perfect Imperfections Tag, and I was tagged by my friend Jen here on YouTube, so thanks girl for tagging me. This tag was started years ago by Andrea's Choice here on YouTube, and I actually filmed this tag way back when I was hideous. I recently watched that video and quite a few things have changed in my responses to this tag. So I guess this would be the updated version. If you guys are not familiar with this tag, it is called the Perfect Imperfections Tag. And the whole point of it is to basically list things that you like about yourself and also things that you don't like about yourself, but in a positive way. How do you make yourself feel confident despite your imperfections? I really like the messaging behind this tag. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I don't like would have to be my eyebrows. You guys know my struggles with my eyebrows, okay? So growing up, I've never had thick eyebrows whatsoever. I have my mom's eyebrows. They're like a thin line, okay? That's all I have. 2 years ago, I went and got my eyebrows microbladed. And when I got my brows microbladed, I really liked them in the beginning. But as the fading process started, my eyebrows just started to fade to a really ugly color. It has like this ashy tint. I even made a video talking a little bit more about my whole experience. I already hated my eyebrow shape in the beginning, and now although I have a shape that I like, just the patchiness and the color from the microblading is really just hideous right now. And I don't like my eyebrows. It looks pretty terrible in my opinion, but hey, you live with it and they're just eyebrows. The next thing that I dislike about myself, this is so weird because I don't know, I don't like highlighting negative things in my life. As you guys know, I always try to stay positive and talk about positive things. So this is a little weird for me because I feel like I'm just picking at things and it really just doesn't really matter. So the second thing I dislike about myself would have to be my skin. So ever since my teenage years, I've just had acne prone skin. I have huge pores, I have blackheads. What else? I will say that I am confident enough to go outside the house without makeup on and stuff like that, but my skin is definitely not one of my assets where I'm just like, oh, look at my beautiful skin, you know? Like my skin has always been something that I've struggled with, and I have just accepted that this is just genetics because my mom had really bad acne when she was my age, and she said that it will eventually get better. So I am just praying for brighter days. Whenever a pimple does pop up, just be like, hey, I'm gonna put some of that Mario Badescu on this bitch and hopefully that would take care of it. And now the last thing that I dislike about myself would have to be my itty bitty titties. Did you guys hear that? Like, this is the sound of a flat chest. Although I tell you guys all the time, like, embrace your itty bitty titties. And trust me, I live by that. I believe in that. I will never, ever get a boob job. But it is something that I don't like about myself necessarily. And what I don't like about it is that whenever I wear like a dress, I can't wear dresses that just kind of wrap around here. Like I'm wearing this tube top right now, and this will keep slipping off because I just don't have a chest to really hold it up. And it's always a struggle when I wear tops like this, but it doesn't stop me. I'm still gonna wear them. But you know, I'm always constantly pulling it up, and there's been so many times where I would find a beautiful dress, but I can't fit it because my bust area is just too small. So it will fit everywhere else, but it just does not fit my chest area. So that's always a struggle. I can never wear those triangle bikinis because girl, I will look like an 8-year-old in a 24-year-old body. Yeah, I don't absolutely love my boobs, but at the same time, I love them for what they are, you know? One day when I have kids, maybe my boobs will grow a little more. Who knows? So yeah, those are the 3 things I would say that I dislike about myself. And now let's move on to the more positives, and that is 3 things that I do like about myself. First thing I do like about myself is my waist area. I don't really work out like that. I go to the rock climbing gym, but naturally I just don't gain weight in my waist area. So I have a very flat stomach, and that's just natural. Like I don't work out for it. A lot of you have asked me like, what do you do? And so what are your core workouts? But I actually don't do any core workouts. It's just naturally slim. And I do like that because I love the waist on a person's body. I love just like looking at people's curves on their waist. It's just an attractive part of the body to me. Obviously when I eat a ton of food, I'm gonna have a food baby, but naturally I just have a flat stomach without having to work for it. So I'm like, like, hallelujah. The second thing I like about myself would be my height. This was a struggle for me my entire life. I hated my height growing up because in my family and in Asian families, it's pretty common for your average Asian girl to be about 5'2" or 5'3", and I'm just speaking on average. I'm not saying that that's all across the board, but in my life and in my upbringing, most Asian girls are usually around like 5'2", 5'3", and if you're like 5'4", 5'5", you're considered a tall Asian girl. I know the standard American height for women is like 5'5", 5'6", and I am 5'5". I know 5'5" is not tall at all to some people. Like I've told people before, like, yeah, I'm pretty tall, I'm 5'5", and they're like, psh, I'm 5'9", girl. So I know that I'm not tall or anything, but in my family and amongst my girlfriends, I am pretty tall. Although I did not really love my height growing up, I really learned and grown to love it, because whenever I wear heels or whenever I'm doing a sport or something, I find that my height is just such an advantage. I would go to the rock climbing gym with Sophie, and Sophie, who's shorter than me, she would always tell me like, Weylie, I can't reach this thing, and for me it would be very easy. It was like things are within reach for me. And also I've seen my shorter friends or my mom and my sisters not be able to reach things on the top of the cabinet, and I've always been able to do that. I've never had a struggle where I had to bring a little stool to get whatever's at the top of the shelf. And also with my jeans, I never knew this was a thing until Sophie told me. Sophie was like, for us shorter girls, we have to get our pants hemmed. And I'm like, wow, I have never had that before, because pants, maybe because, I shop mostly in American stores, and the average American woman is like 5'5", 5'6". So for me, pants always fit perfectly. I have never had to get, my pants hemmed or my dresses hemmed. Everything just fits perfectly. As I got older, I'm starting to see these little advantages that I would get from my height. And most importantly, aside from, in clothing and reaching things, my height makes me feel strong. There's been a few times where I felt like I was in a little bit of danger. I've lived in big cities for 3 years now, and there's been a few times where I felt like someone wanted to do something to me, but as they got closer, I realized that they were around my height, and it made me feel a little bit of comfort. Like, let's be real, I probably can't fight. Like, if something were to go down, I'd probably get my ass whooped, but hey, at least I look a little bit more intimidating. I have really grown to learn and love my height, and I definitely walk out confidently in my 4-inch, 5-inch heels, and I just don't feel insecure about it at all anymore. Last thing I would say that I like about myself would be my smile. Girl, I spent like $10,000 on these teeth right here, okay? So I best like them. I had really crooked teeth growing up. Like, I had a tooth coming out of my gums up here, and I just really needed braces bad. So I had braces for 4 years, and that alone, my mom spent like $4,500 on my braces, and I got Invisalign, which I spent another like $5,000 or like $5,500 on Invisalign. So I always call this my $10,000 smile. I don't think I have perfect teeth or anything. There are flaws about my teeth that I can like sit here and point out to you. But overall, as a whole, I do like my smile, and I think that smiles are contagious. I sometimes find myself watching people's videos, and when they're smiling, I'm smiling, and I have been told many times that I have a beautiful smile, so I guess this is a good thing. All right, lastly, for the bonus round, Jen decided to throw in a personality trait. So one personality trait you like about yourself and one thing that you feel like you can work on. So I guess the personality trait that I feel like I can work on is managing stress. I'm not someone that can handle stress very easily. Whenever there's a ton on my plate, I'm just the type of person to just crumble. And I've always admired people who can have a lot on their plate and be able to just sit down, be calm, and just organize things step by step and be able to get through them. And that's something that I really want to work on in myself, because I feel like as an adult, I need to be able to do that. Because one day I'm gonna have kids and stuff, and I want to be a figure in their life where they feel like, hey, this person in my life always has it under control, and I can always like count on them. And that is just a trait that I would really like. But one thing that I do like about my personality would have to be I guess it's like a 2-in-1. I like my sense of humor, and I also like that I'm just a very chill, like down-to-earth person. I'm pretty goofy most of the time. I don't take life very seriously. I joke about everything. I'm sarcastic, and I don't take life very seriously, I would have to say. I try my best to enjoy life. I try to see the positive things in life, and I just try to be cool about everything. I would like to say that I am pretty down-to-earth, and I'm just really chill. Like, if you ever hang out with me, I'm so just chill, okay? Like, you don't have to do a lot to entertain me. You don't even have to try to keep a conversation up with me. Like, I'm just chill, you know? Like, if I meet someone and we have a good connection, cool. And if we don't, it's fine. That's one thing I do like about myself, and I always try to push that energy on my friends and people in my life. Like, whenever I see them going through some shit, I'm always just like, girl, let's go do this, let's go do that, and just try to like lighten up the mood. I'm never one to really sit and sulk in like pain or unhappiness. I'm always the one trying to find ways to get out of that mode and just be a positive person. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you would like, please share below your perfect imperfections. The whole message behind this tag is not to highlight negative things or to boast about yourself and talk about your perfections. I think if you just look deeper into this tag, it's so much more than that, because sometimes we need to remind ourselves, sometimes we do need to remind ourselves of our weaknesses and our strengths and find our ways to deal with it, how to improve, how to be better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, Jen, for tagging me. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram if you have not already. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!